Well, listener, great question. I mean, I think that's what my whole book on martial arts is. It's a warning to young fighters, right? Like about what will happen, how people will use you, people won't really have your back. You got to watch your trainer, your manager, everybody in this business. Oftentimes, when you're on the early levels, that person is the same person exactly. I think there's a lot of great anecdotes in there, and I try to teach by that example. I'll say this. So there was an older guy, and I say older, he was probably early 30s, right? Like, but we were all young fighters. We were early 20s, and his name was Doug Dickey. Now Doug was someone we kind of made fun of, and someone we teased about his career, which didn't go well, and this and that. But when I was around the Scrap Pack, I recognized that I became their Doug Dickey, right? Like, rather than being able to impart all this knowledge and information and stuff I had learned, they wanted to make fun of me. And what does that come to? That's ego, guys. Like, so the ego of young fighters is incredible. Now, what a lot of these traders do, and a lot of they harness the ego of the young fighter, and they ride him for as far as he'll go, right? Like, and that's the thing with young fighters, right? How do I say this? So when I got out of the prison the first time, I guess I was about 36 years old, right? And I was in the shape of my life. But you compare that shape of my life to my mid-20s kickboxing, I think I was more dangerous still in my mid-20s. It's elevated testosterone levels, natural testosterone, which, if you have an abundance, is even better than the fake stuff. And I was never able to match that. It means, like, when you're in your 20s, that is your prime. That's when you can do all those things, which leads those people in their 20s to make fun of everybody else older than them. Now, of course, it works both ways, right? Like, there's a lot of older people, and Doug Dickey wasn't innocent of this, manipulating the younger fighter. They don't know anything about the fight game and putting them in places where they shouldn't be and whatnot, setting up in fights that they shouldn't have and all of that. But I cover all of that in my book, anecdote by anecdote, life experience by life experience. And I will tell you, it's an amazing circle that all the lessons that I had to learn hard in my 20s, I was totally unable to convey to anyone else. And, some of them, I'm not going to name any names, but like some guys that I was around, like, they don't want to learn the lesson. Like, oh, that didn't happen, Derek. Why? Because ego is very fragile. You don't want to believe that happened to you. You want to make up some other story and stick to the fact that Derek and Doug Dickey were terrible, or whatever it is in your mind that makes you feel more comfortable. So yeah, fighting is not just fighting. Fighting is a lesson in life, a lesson in growth, a lesson in humility for sure. Because I'll tell you one thing about fighting, guys, everybody loses. You might not lose, but it just means you retired before you were going to lose. Because at some point, Father Time will catch up with everybody. And I don't really even believe it's just Father Time. I believe, especially in a sport as diverse as MMA, styles make fights. So you get in there with the wrong guy, you're not going to win that fight. And yeah, there it is. So lots of lessons, listener, but you got to read my book. Maybe I'll do an audio soon. Everybody, like and subscribe for more on the Fight Game.